Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Tangledeep. So, good news. Two things of good news. Two good newses. Number one, our pet's fixed. I'm pretty sure that it was just exiting the game and restarting it. So we can try that in the future if we get the pet bug again. And number two, check this out. He is willing to offer us a job trial now. By undertaking 3 job trials and completing ever more rigorous challenges, you can earn and upgrade a job emblem, granting you powerful bonuses. That's good, I could use some powerful bonuses. Let's do it. Alright, I must attempt the first job trial. Pay 500 JP? Yeah, that's not a problem. I'll be healed to full before it begins. During the trial, I may not use any non-hunter abilities. I must first unequip masteries and passives that do not belong to Hunter. If you have a corral pet, the pet will be left in the corral. You'll be given a small... Oh, wow. Okay. So I have to... yeah, I want to do it. Do I have to manually unequip my stuff, or will it just... Okay, yeah. That seems a little silly. It should just turn off the things that are not relevant. So this is a hunter ability, this is a hunter ability, these are not. I gotta turn off all of these, because none of that's hunter stuff. And then... what do we know that is a hunter ability that is not on any of our bars? I don't have Eagle Eye. Let's pull something for Eagle Eye, just briefly here. You know, it could probably do this for you. It could just, like, give you a new bar just for this that is just the abilities from your job, because every job has few enough abilities that they would fit on a bar, I believe. Okay. And it's gonna corral my pet for me, right? That pet must be left in the corral. I guess maybe not. Let's go manually put my pet in the corral before it yells at me again. Alright, Rockbot. You just take a breather. You know, socialize, hang out. I gotta go do a thing alone that's probably gonna get me killed. Make sure we have the right bow equipped. Alright. I'm excited. I hope this is going to be cool. I hope that the thing we get out of it is going to be useful, because I'm feeling a little terrified and in mortal danger every moment that we're in the dungeon. To complete the trial, you must find and destroy all 4 trial crystals. You may only use 3 consumables, and we only have a 4-charge flask. Defeat in the trial is like defeat in the dungeon. You can escape using your portal, but will forfeit the trial. What is the meaning of this? Does this mean I can die in here? Or that defeat here... my interpretation of this is that defeat here does not just kick me out, but instead actually makes me lose. So let's be careful. Let's just get our map up. Jumping shot is not available to me. Grappling hook is my only mobility option. Yeah, I'm gonna miss the ability to, like, to move around. We do have a powerful bow, though. Okay. Only takes 1 shot to kill one. Ah. Oh, I can't get back there because I can't quite see it. Remember, we do bonus damage to things that are at our maximum weapon range. Oh, I charmed him. I was kind of hoping that we might actually find something for him to fight a little bit while the charm effect was up. Okay. Try to avoid enemies that we don't have to fight. Nope, he's on to us. Well. Unfortunately, he's not just going to allow me to leave. Right, we're doing alright so far. Stamina's getting a little bit low, and we do have very limited consumables. I hate the fact that Shadowstock doesn't produce the illusion if your attack is parried. That seems very, very strange to me. I wish I could have this up, but, like, smaller. So we're only allowed to use 4 consumables. So we want them to be good ones. I think I would rather take a small amount of damage here than waste stamina using a movement ability. Our stamina is very finite for the purposes of the trial. Not ideal. Okay, we're almost done. Just gotta find one more crystal. I assume it will be up. This hasn't been so... Oh, never mind. What I was about to say is, this hasn't been so bad. Yep, everything I want to do requires stamina. Conjure a barrier conjurer that really, really sucks. How are we going to deal with that? Oh, I'm allowed to have my wolf. My dog is part of my class. You can have the enemies shooting at each other, shooting lightning at each other. So yeah, the barrier causes the attack to hit me and prevents all damage to him. So okay, his barrier fell for a second here, though. Alright, well, the boss is down. Unfortunately, the 700 other things in the room are still coming. But at least we have this bottleneck. $304 damage. Well, at least it was a crit, so it won't hit me that hard every time. But this seems like a fine time for an ice cream sundae. This will get us our stamina and energy back as well. I don't know if there's much point in doing anything other than just shooting at him, unfortunately. I really do not think that it should be quite so easy for everything to parry arrows. Seems like that would be a difficult thing to do in real life. I guess realism is not a good excuse for a game mechanic ever. But the actual excuse is that I'm annoyed. I just don't want to admit that that's the only reason I'm saying this. And that wasn't even where the crystal was. There was no point in going in here. That's a shame. Okay. A new bonus may be added to your Hunter's Bronze Job Emblem. This bonus is permanent and can never be changed or removed. Plus 5% crit chance, or grappling hook leaves a shadow image behind. I don't know if you noticed, but grappling hook was leaving a shadow image behind already while we were in there. And that is pretty interesting, but I think I would rather have the crit chance, right? Thing is, if we've done grappling hook, we don't need the shadow image to be left behind, generally. We're no longer near the enemy, and our pets still are, so... Okay, and apparently that caused time passage. Let's buy some stuff. So these first level throwables don't do enough damage to be worthwhile anymore, but that lightning thing we just bought was over 200 damage in the area, so I'm down with that. We're not super rich. Be a little careful here. So we have this vicious iron crossbow. The iron crossbow is a higher... No, sorry, it's not. I was going to say it's a higher item rank than ours is, but... Item rank 8. I'm pretty sure the item rank tells you the base attack power, basically. Like, crappy short swords are item rank 1, while, like, fancy nodachis and stuff are higher. So I think our reinforced crossbow might be better than an iron crossbow to start with. We should keep an eye out for stuff that has high weapon power, though, and, Oh no, I guess not, because this reinforced crossbow says item rank 5. This is a yellow 247. You know that crossbow, we can buy it back. That crossbow that we just sold might be worth taking into the item dream and building up. This one's probably not. Luminous shock ring of avarice and quickness. That's pretty cool. We should probably bank that. 20 guile and 20 discipline. Wow, man. I know that I bank a lot of stuff, but we should also bank that. I think we're gonna not do Dirtbeak's spare armor here. I think is where I've come down on this. We're gonna keep this for a future character. So we need to bank that as well. Let's pull out some stuff that's really not that cool. You know, as much as I like a charm circlet, this only has plus 10 to a stat on it. That's no longer good enough. This isn't even a good acid damage ring. Yeah, plus 20 is still... I'm still down with that. I mean, the damage type rings are also valuable for other reasons. But we gotta clean up a little bit here. Yeah, see, what we want is a weapon that has like 400 base power, and then we'll go into that. We'll level that up. You know, this is enough, right? So I think I want to bank... I bet I can't bank the purple. I bet it's too expensive. No, it's most of our money, but it's not all of it. And then, like, this guile and discipline thing, that's... You're not going to find much better than that for a caster. Are we out of space again already? I only took 2 things out. Guile. Yeah, we don't, I guess, we can't hold on to everything that has 20 stat on it. Here, this guy can go. Wait a minute. Did I just sell her my my job emblem? I assumed it would automatically equip. No, I didn't sell it to her. I mean, I also assumed that you wouldn't be able to sell it. But it's not actually in my inventory slots. Yeah, and the 5% crit with bows and crossbows is not on my gear list. I just didn't get the emblem? Huh. Yeah, that's gonna make me do the first job trial again. Okay. That's fine, we can do that. I wonder if there is still an issue Is that, like, right, there was clearly some kind of issue preventing it from working correctly before, when it wasn't even offering me the trials. So, you know, maybe something's broken. I hate this version of the thing that has snipers in it, though. It's bad news for us. Let's see if the locations of the crystals are set. Nope. I wouldn't have expected that. It does look like the map itself is set, but the crystals are probably in, like, there's probably a group of positions they can be in, and then it's just in 4 random positions that are in the group. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Alright. Let's go check up here. Hopefully this room won't be completely packed with enemies like it was before. My wolf pet is such an afterthought because of the fact that, you know, the corral pet is so much better. I kind of forgot he was a thing when we first walked in here. This is a lot easier this time. Our energy in here is pretty limited, so we gotta be a little bit more careful with our pet than we would ordinarily be. But that flask didn't really heal him for anything at all. I guess the charges on our little flask here are pretty weak. Do I just go shot for shot with him? Turn on Shadow Stalk and... Well, he was not fooled even once, so that's annoying. I think I saw some fire on the ground. Yeah, so there's a champion over in the other area here with the blazing trait. It's not terrible. It's not really a big deal at all, actually. And I think we can go ahead and grappling hook into here because I think this is the last part of the floor, right? Yeah. Okay. 5% crit chance. My Hunter's Bronze Job Emblem shimmers with increased power. Okay. Well, that time we actually got it. Ah, job point gain reduced. So you really want to do these... I mean, this is the kind of time when you want to do these. Well, let's... Can I do another one? I have failed the quest to try drowned electric jelly. Oh no. May undertake the next trial to upgrade it further at the cost of 1,000 JP. Same deal? Yep. Okay. Let's do it. What else should I know before starting? Yeah, defeat is still possible. They're trying real hard. This is a real, like, 16-bit era Nintendo of America, hey, you can't say die thing. Yeah, let's do it. Defeat all monsters. Only 3 consumables. We do have 5 charges in our flask this time. And we've been planted right next to 2 champions. Which is great. So, Ice Daggers, Blade Master, Water Spirit. I hate fighting water spirits. Oh no. I did not want to get pulled into the stink cloud. This is a bad start, man. Ah, I'm so used to using all of my other abilities. Okay, let's zoom out of there. It's gonna be a little while before I can summon another pet. Put down some bear traps? This isn't gonna help. What am I thinking? That's a water spirit. He's not gonna come over and punch me. Turn on Shadow Stalk, and no, my weapon's ineffective. I need to move forward and use my... I was gonna say I need to move forward and use my shorter range bow, which is much better, but apparently I will not be allowed to do that. Right, Shadowstalk's worn off already. I do very little damage to these enemies. Triple bolt's probably not worth doing. It's going to do damage too slowly. I need things to resolve a little bit more quickly. Move away. Try to buy time for my hail of arrows to go off, but also run, you know. It's important to do both of these things simultaneously. Of course I missed. Okay, this rat is immune to attacks. Pretty handy. Alright, well, I need to get back energy and stamina, but I also need to heal a tremendous amount right this moment. Don't really have a lot of great options for doing both of those things. Okay. Yeah, that sucked. I kind of figured that was going to happen. Like, we could have used sushi instead, but the sushi restores a lot less health than the meat kebabs do, and I'm pretty sure, given that we were guaranteed to be full, because our not getting full passive was unequipped, I'm pretty sure what would have happened is we would have eaten the sushi, we would have gotten hit for, I don't know, 700-ish damage, which is how much the sushi heals for, basically, and then been full and in the same position again. Yeah, that sucked. Those are hard. Those are hard. That was a particularly bad one. The fact that it spawned us on top of not only 2 champions, but also a number of powerful ranged monsters. The fact that there were multiple water spirits there, that's frustrating. All right, back to the title. We're not restarting the same character. So I think we are... Do I want to try hardcore mode? No, it will burn my town. If we're going to try hardcore mode, I would do it in a new slot. Yeah, let's go heroic. And we're going to try the new class. We have not yet been a Husin. So we're sort of a weird kind of melee fighter. We want to use spears, which are melee weapons, but they have a point of range on them. And we have this runic crystal thing. So we make a runic crystal, and it follows us around, and we use it as a focal point for our abilities. To boost our defense and damage while we're standing next to it, and its health just scales with our level, not with pet health or anything as far as I'm aware. And then we can regenerate energy when our energy is low, as long as the crystal's out. Eventually the crystal will gain improved health. Wow, I think this is new. At 33% health or less, chance to trigger a point-blank explosion when blocking. I didn't realize that this was a class that did a lot of blocking. So you and your runic crystal generate a static field for a short time, shocking nearby enemies. Obviously, pretty powerful. You can use this to, like, you bounce your runic crystal around, slam it into enemies. We have a dash. I do like a good dash. I do like some mobility stuff. Creates a gravity surge from your crystal, pulling in and rooting nearby enemies. Fires a blazing runic energy in a line extended by your runic crystal. So if you fire this through the crystal, it goes further. 80% spirit power and 80% of weapon power. That's interesting. I can divert 25% of damage to the crystal. After a time out of combat, you create a defensive energy barrier, granting 100% block chance. Okay. And when walking on a summoned hazard or source of damage, you have a 33% chance to instantly destroy it. So I don't think it's a super powerful class. I wonder, should we start as something else and then become this? I do want to have the bonus crystal health and stuff in the end. So maybe we should like be a brigand first, pick up some other mobility stuff. Yeah, you don't actually need to be using a dagger to do cloak and dagger, although, honestly, being a brigand is also a really great place to end up. Fire bombs and extra bleed effects and stuff, this is all really good. Maybe we go Husin first and into brigand. Yeah, let's try being this first. We'll see where we get from here. Valerie? Next Valerie. It does not let me affect the capitalization. It'll put those capitals where it wants to. I kind of want to take Lucid Dreamer just because I don't know exactly what this means, but it sounds fun and cool. But we should probably take stuff that's more, you know, effective, I guess. We don't need Fast Learner. Boy, oh boy, do we not need more job points. In fact, I feel pretty comfortable going through a third job, even. We'll see. We'll see how things work out this run. Thirst Quencher and Food Lover is a good... Seems to be a pretty good balance. More champion monsters will appear searching for you. This is, like... It'll give you some extra loot, but later in the dungeon it will also mean you're definitely going to die, so that seems bad. We want to take traits that affect the end of the game more than the beginning of the game. Because the beginning of the game is easy enough. Yeah, I kind of think, like, Thirst Quencher, Food Lover, it's just... Regen is the thing that saves us. Regen and me not being stupid enough to die in one hit. Alright, this is a weird class. I'm not sure if Husin into Brigand is necessarily going to be the best thing to do, but Brigand's really powerful. Alright, let's get some free turkey. Now we do have... No, not store. Withdraw. We do have some stuff in here that we can start with, certainly. So... First of all, I have a magic spear. 25% chance to inflict crystal bleed on hit, which does 140% damage. I'm assuming that's 20% damage each turn for 7 turns and not 140% damage each turn. When attacked, you'll sometimes create a crystal barrier that absorbs damage. Your runic crystal resonates, causing your photon cannon to also summon bolts of lightning. It sure would be cool if we could get this whole set going. And I think equipping items from the set makes more items from the set dropping more likely. No, sorry, do not offhand that. Unequip. Slot 1. So a spear is one-handed, huh? We have that bonus to, we have that class passive that makes us good at blocking. I wonder if we should hold the loot shield as well. Regain energy when defeating... that's not the text for the right item. Okay, blocking confuses your attacker plus swiftness and stamina. I don't think we really need plus swiftness. Let's see what else we got in here. There's probably a lot of good purples. So this is a fire damage thing, not super relevant to us. Monsters you fight are tougher but more rewarding, plus strength, plus physical resistance, plus core stats. This might be worth running. What else do we got? We don't need another weapon, really. Although, having a good ranged weapon for situations where we can't really get close or we don't want to really get close is probably a good idea. I'm also, like, I'm not sure if we want to maybe offhand something instead of a shield. Anything we take out is going to be a real pain to put back in. So, like, I'm curious about what Intimidate actually does, but why don't we leave this thing in here for now? We could run this. Make us very, very tough. And if we're planning to turn into a brigand anyway, this will be useful when we are. It'll be even more useful when we are. Yeah, alright, let's pull that. That's a lot of extra toughness. We can offhand that, but I don't think that's probably worth doing. We can bring this this Fencer's Spear of Thunder as well. It actually has better damage than our Crystal Impaler, and it's elemental, so we could use one of our Thunder Rings to buff it up even more. Crystal Impaler does have the Crystal Bleed, which is significant. It's good to have an elemental weapon and a non-elemental weapon, though. Or at least two weapons of different elements. I guess it doesn't have to be elemental and physical. And then... yeah, sure. We definitely have some energy-using abilities. Let's put this on. Put this in slot 2. So do I want to pull another accessory? Kind of curious what more rewarding really means. I'm hoping it means more likely to drop items. But you know, if it's just like they give you extra XP and job points, that's not terrible. And this does have 20 strength on it in total. So we'll try using this thing, even though it's maybe it's not the most damaging thing we have on us, just because I really do want an improved chance for items from this set to drop. It would be nice if we could actually build a set. Alright, so we've dramatically increased our max HP, like really by a lot. Harvest all this food. Is there any chance that that our pet is still insured? Because we had insurance, right? $900 gold. I mean, we should have him insured just in case something stupid happens. But we can do some of the dungeon without him insured. It's not like he's going to die right away on the first level. Yeah, this'll do. Oh, I should probably actually like pick up some of my abilities, huh? Obviously, fairly important to make the crystal. And then... yeah, crystal shift is powerful. Abilities that cost energy are a little bit more attractive, though, because we have a source of easy energy regen. Okay, apparently we have enough job points to start with all this stuff. I do not, in fact, want to play the tutorial floors. So, here's our buddy, the crystal. It just follows us around. Gives us extra stats, and allows us to ram it into stuff. Check it out. Melee attacks from a distance. I mean, our pet is going to be able to handle the enemies around here pretty well. I wonder, does Meta Ray affect the crystal? See, these enemies are rated as tricky. I wonder if the only effect of this necklace is that it makes the enemies higher level. Like, boost the level of everything by 1. Which would cause it to give you better loot in addition to being tougher. Possible that our pet is a little overtuned for the area. Well, we better be pretty thorough. We definitely want to get our flask filled up. Need to make some money. We need to establish our group of consumables. I'm really bummed out about losing our other character that way. That felt bad. Okay, so if we're planning to eventually become a brigand, strength is a stat that has shared damage between them, since we will be using melee weapons, of course. Yeah, let's just take some strength. Oh, I didn't get any rumors. We should go get rumors. Before heading into Jelly Grotto here, because we might well get a rumor that's just go into Jelly Grotto. Okay, smash up some moss jelly, pretty easy. Bring a Tangledeep curry to a monster on the 2nd level. And discover Jelly Grotto. Look at that, what'd I tell you? Alright, so let's just, real quick, make a tangle... oh, that's a smoothie. There we go. It's real tip. Make a Tangledeep curry to bring to that monster. We did it, you guys. We're heroes. Alright. We'll find your pet. Strange Frogman. Strange Farm Frog? Frogman. Farm Frogman. Meta Ray does affect the runic crystal. That's very interesting. That's going to make that that passive that causes the crystal to absorb some percentage of our damage really useful. I like the spear attack animation, the little twirl over the head that she does. My accuracy is remarkably bad. So basically, I'm just looking for a shield to offhand. I don't want to take out the loot shield because I don't really think it's that great for this character, and I don't want to risk something incredibly stupid happening with it. But we could just be spear and shield. We'll do more damage with two weapons, but our accuracy will go down, and I'm not sure that the extra damage is actually worth it. Oh, right, I didn't actually find your pet. Right, because the amount that the accuracy decreases is potentially going to offset the damage bonus. And I don't know what the math is. I don't know if the dual wield system is designed to only be beneficial if you have accuracy bonuses, or if you're getting some extra advantage out of it in some way. Great, some seeds that I can sell for like 10 gold. I need to actually dig into the math a little bit. As you might expect, we are advanced enough that we are really going to tear through this early part. We can probably get to Duke Dirtbeak before the end of the episode here. Is there anybody hanging around? Sometimes there are creepy NPCs just waiting behind rocks. We might honestly even... it might be worth it to go Gambler for a little while just to pick up the cheat death and the sometimes don't get full thing. This might be a run where we end up in a whole lot of different classes. We just kind of like build a character out of many different classes and then end up Brigand, because I do really love Brigand. I don't know if I've made that clear. Oh, hey, a massive hide shield. Massive is extra block chance and extra parry chance. We are strong now. I feel pretty good about that. We actually kept a massive skill orb because I think it's such a good trait. Okay, these are going to be somewhat annoying. So we could actually be using abilities. So every turn, we're going to shoot lightning, basically. It's one lightning bolt out of us and one lightning bolt out of the crystal. So if the crystal is around... if the crystal's around, it does more damage. Yeah, sorry I'm not really like being fancy with my class. I'm trying to burn through these first floors as quickly as possible. You get back to the part where the more interesting stuff is happening. I'm bummed out that I didn't get any monsters. We could have gotten a monster of any type that was max level in New Game Plus. That would have been a useful thing to have in the corral. So you can hear that sound that occurs when we successfully block. It is not easy to miss the fact that you are blocking. And between our armor and the just flat physical damage block of our shield, we're really not taking a lot of damage from these enemies. Alright, that is our guy right there. Keeps shouting, "I want food." Be careful not to end up fighting him. Nope, stop. Eat the food. Eat the food. Okay. Trying to get himself killed. Alright, so we're pretty overpowered relative to the area. Okay, let's see if we got any new rumors available. Oh, hey, it's Ruby Moon. I will sell you all of my unequipped gear. Ooh. Yeah, that's a pretty cool... Creates a blazing, moving fire with each attack. That's a pretty cool item. I do not, it turns out, have 20,000 gold. A chemist's hide shield of foraging. That's not bad. Is there anything else I can sell to her? I don't think selling her stuff that's not normal actually produces new magic loot. Okay, we should go spend a little bit of money on insuring our pet. The earlier we do this, the cheaper it's going to be. It does scale somewhat with our current level. Let's sell her these weird leaves. See if we can get some new rumors. There's a guy in Jelly Grotto. A chemist's javelin and 58 job points. Okay, I'll take it. And discover the spiny maze. Alright. Alright, fine. The spiny maze is going to be a lot less annoying with our shield and everything. Apparently we gotta go back down to Jelly Grotto. I do feel like it shouldn't give you quests for floors that are below your current floor, maybe? Did we clear out Jelly Grotto? Yeah, we had. But I guess now there will be an enemy. Okay, over there. Oh no, his dodge is up. Okay, why don't we... Static field. Take that, my crystal's gonna die in a fire. Alright, early job points. It's a pretty good thing to have, I guess. Not that I'm using my abilities. We are going to need some other things. So, like, Guile is useful. Crit chance and parry chance are both very, very good, especially if you're running a character who's not ranged. Having defensive stats is more important. Yeah, let's take some Guile. Our damage is what I would describe as sufficient. This over here is Applewood Grove. Well, I mean, we should do this. No spiny maze, but it'll do. Yeah, with our shield, the spiny maze should be less annoying than it has been for most of our other characters. I still hate it, though. And it takes so long to clear, and it's just designed in a way that's really tedious to move through. Early whirlwind enemies. Alright. What is the damage of this scaling with? Okay. Static field is just straight lightning damage. And it's just straight spirit power. So that's going to scale a little awkwardly for us. Divert 25% of incoming damage to your runic crystal. I wonder... how effective this is going to be. Like, our crystal has so little health right now. I wonder if this is actually going to be very useful, or if this is just going to kill our crystal over and over again. Let's pick up Photon Cannon. Photon Cannon's useful. As is Rocket Charge. Now we have some options for things that are not directly on top of us. Alright, we probably ought to actually clear the place out. Gotta try to get out of the way here so that my pet can get through. Never mind, he's still stuck. Like, with the place being as full of ranged enemies as it is, it has to have a real strange design so that there's a lot of line of sight breaking, so that you're not just getting pounded by enemies constantly. But man, it does suck to maneuver around in, and to make sure that you've actually cleared. I don't know, maybe we do need to be doing more damage. It's taking kind of a lot of hits to kill things that are very easy. We'll take strength again on our next level. I think strength might factor into how much you block for as well. I'm not 100% certain on that. Every time I see the mud created by our pet, I'm like, ah, that's going to be annoying to move through because it's going to keep rooting me. No matter how many times I see it, apparently I will never twig to the fact that it has no effect on us. Also, this is a really minor complaint, but attacking with a spear is kind of a bummer, in the same way that attacking with a ranged weapon is a bummer, because if you are using a melee weapon, you could just press the direction of the enemy you want to melee, and you hit them instead of moving into them, obviously. When you're using weapons that have more than a single range, you have to like, click on stuff. That means I have to exert control over my right hand. It's just like a lot of effort, man. Think about it. What if we could just play the game totally one-handed? Just let all of the other muscles relax. Just kind of sink into the chair like a big melted, gross human thing. That's my life, man. That's the life I want to live right there. Melted and gross. That's the future we're looking for. Amazon, hurry up already. Apparently, I was reading about a thing the other day. Yesterday. You know, the only other day in my memory. And apparently, some Amazon Alexas are having a problem where they're refusing commands and then laughing at the people who are using them. Like, some kind of error is being triggered, and it's causing the Alexa to emit a recording of a human laugh. Because I guess Alexa, if you tell it to laugh, it has a little it goes like ha ha ha. But it also has in it, for some reason, a recording of an actual person laughing that I'm assuming is getting played as part of an error. Must have been some kind of recently introduced update, because then all of a sudden we're hearing about it. It's like, maybe I can get down here? I'm annoyed at how, so like, this is something that happens a lot. I can see this square. I know this is a dead end, but it didn't fill in on my map because I didn't get close enough to it, and then I can't use the map to determine where I can and can't go. I'll tell you what, if I had an Alexa and I was like, hey, turn off the lights, and it didn't, and then I said it again, and instead of turning off the lights, it just laughed at me, that thing would be in the garbage, and then I would move. Maybe that's an overreaction, I don't know, but that's kind of terrifying to me. I'm smart enough to know that it's, you know, it's not the AI uprising. We got a couple of years on that yet, probably. I'll tell you, once they get the cars, that's what we gotta look at. But it's creepy. It doesn't have to be the AI uprising for it to be a poltergeist. In fact, I would go so far as to say probably, if it is some kind of uprising, it's probably not a poltergeist 2. That seems complicated. I don't know how a poltergeist would sign up. I guess maybe they have a recruitment board somewhere? Hey, do you also hate living humans? The robot army of the future wants you. What the heck am I doing? I'm getting all sidetracked here. Right, we have no rumors left. Let's go up to the next floor. And then... the stairs are right over here? Nope, that's Applewood Grove. This is why I very often keep the commentary totally focused on the game. Because otherwise I sound like this. So we're going to cook something special, and then we're going to go back to town and check for rumors and get our cheap heal, because you should really just take cheap heals all the time when you're still in the early levels. You're going to level past so many of your cheap heals. Yeah. I don't know that we're going to be a spear user forever. In fact, I think probably not. So let's not worry about weapon masteries just yet. Alright, give a monster some cookies. I mean, I don't know if we should do this. I've heard a lot of things about how it's going to want a glass of milk, and then... but I guess we'll see. I sure do love points. She has promised us points. Alright, let's make sure we have some cookies on us. I'm a real sucker for points. That's the thing I've learned about myself. Pretty much any context. Okay, what else do we want to do? I felt like there was... oh yeah, healing. So Gravity Surge will let us pull enemies toward the crystal, presumably away from ourselves. I think we're better off saving up a little bit. Get the passives. We're actually almost maxed out on this class already, which is kind of crazy. Look, we did it! You know, I don't often describe my own actions as wascally, but that might have been wascally. Let's run up in there. I know what that sign says, but if I don't read it, I'm not culpable. Nobody can prove that I knew what that sign says, unless they somehow had access to a voice recording of me saying that I know what it says, but I don't know where they would get one of those. This kind of stuff. This is why you don't want to have an Alexa. Incriminating voice recordings. I think that's really why I have no interest in one. It's like, in order for the thing to work, it does have to listen to everything you say, and there's no reason that it has to, like, record all that and keep it, like, you know. To say, oh, well, it's definitely recording everything you say and sending it back to Amazon, sounds a little paranoid, but also, like, it could, and I don't trust Amazon as an entity. In general, I would not recommend that you trust huge corporations. You can trust them to do things that increase their profits, generally. But that's about it. So do I want attack and defense boost from our flask? Usually when I'm using the flask, stamina and energy is nice, and we do get into situations where we just have absolutely none, but I think I want attack and defense boosts. I've also gotten a Lucid Orb of Elemental Protection, which is fine, I guess. Actually, you know what? That's probably a lot better than fine. Almost all of the really scary enemies are dealing elemental damage toward the end of the game. Okay, we should probably employ a couple of abilities when we encounter a champion. That photon cannon is pretty satisfying to use, honestly. So when we crit with a spear, every weapon type has a different thing that happens on crit. When we crit with a spear, it roots the enemy in place. So if we can catch a melee enemy at 2 distance with a crit, we can probably get a couple of... I don't know how long the route is, but we can probably get a couple of free shots off on them. Okay. The guy who wants the cookies is indeed up on the next floor. And that's him. I guess we can drop these right now and probably... As long as I don't activate my my static field, he will probably take them and not out. Don't kill him? Okay. Our pet hit him once. Got a little nervous there. The crystal bleed really seems to apply quite frequently. Oh, that stupid frog jump killed my crystal. So it's actually that the crystal fires the beam itself. Firing it through the crystal might have an effect. That's worded a little strangely. Extended by your runic crystal. Sounds to me like it's going to... Firing the thing through the crystal is going to have additional effect. Not that it will also fire one. But honestly, the way it is probably a lot more powerful. Trying to get used to fighting at a distance. Something we definitely want to be good at by the time we're fighting real enemies. It'll help once we have a little bit more mobility stuff, and Brigand definitely helps with that. Well, I did just walk into that blade, I suppose. Stupid crab, making it impossible for me to attack. Now, our character here is a hardened warrior. She has seen some serious stuff. She does battle with lava vipers and giant robots. But if a crab pinches her, she's like, ah! Hold on, I gotta, like... Give me a second. I need a moment off to recover from this horrible thing that has occurred. Okay, well, it seems like all of the enemies have figured out that we're here. Probably a good time to activate the static field. I do love good area damage. So if you were to go, like, if you could do a Hussein caster thing, right? And static field would get pretty powerful. One thing I really like about the design of this game is that the classes are rarely designed to be used in just one way. I want to give you the ability to build something that really makes sense to you out of all this stuff. But I think what we're going to do this run is probably... See, we can end up Budoka, too. I'm wondering if maybe the right thing to do is to go into Brigand, pick up a couple of the movement things, go into Gambler, pick up a couple of the cool Gambler things, and then end as a Budoka so that we have... There's a lot of toughness stuff in Budoka. In particular, the thing where you have a chance to catch ranged attacks and throw them back at the attacker can be a real lifesaver. Boy, it is not trying to stop us from getting up there at all. I think we can afford to take a few chests. For the record, I do not really believe in poltergeists. I was just thinking about what I said earlier. Like, man, how would a poltergeist even interact with, like, a digital assistant? What is the process I'm imagining there? Ah, my crystal. No. Okay, I really don't like these whirlwind enemies. Beyond even the dangers that they pose, the whirlwinds just produce a lot of, like, visual garbage. They're much noisier than... visually, much noisier than, like, acid clouds or, like, the acid enemies that sometimes leave pools of stuff on the ground. I'd much rather fight a whole lot of those guys than one tornado enemy. Boy, this is a small, weirdly shaped level. Also, whenever anything, like any creepy supernatural stuff happens, Poltergeist is totally my go-to. That's my paranormal thing. I think it's because I saw Poltergeist. I'm about to tell a story that's going to make my parents sound pretty negligent, and I want you to understand this is not their fault. But when I was young, because they were not paying enough attention, listen, they were busy people, I definitely caught Poltergeist on like cable TV when I was very young. And I don't know if you've seen that movie, but it's not a great thing for like a 6-year-old to be watching. I had nightmares for like a decade. I was a pretty impressionable kid. An overactive imagination, which I still, in fact, actually have. I can't even read like creepy stories at night, because I will convince myself that stuff is happening. I'm a skeptical person. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in the paranormal. But that doesn't mean that I'm not certain that there's a poltergeist in the other room. I don't know, like stealing food from the fridge or something. I don't know what it would be doing in there, but I know it's in there. And it wants to do evil upon me. Hey, let's fight this boss. We're going to insult his rug, because I like insulting his rug. It's a thing you should be able to do in more video games. And we're just going to kind of throw caution to the wind here and charge in, because we're better than these enemies. So let's activate Static Field. I think we do want to try to burn out the Mad Chemists first. Please stop killing my crystal. Our pet will handle that. Boy, they are just doing everything in their power over here and getting nowhere. This guy's dead. Right, so if we just move over to here, we can photon cannon them all. Unfortunately, Rocket Charge only goes in the 8 cardinal directions, so we're just going to have to walk over there. Sorry, photon cannon. No. Photon cannon. There we go. Wow. Alright, that was fairly effective. So, as you can see, this class is pretty good. I'm a big fan. You know, I like this this aesthetic of like weird crystal magic technology. It's very like Phantasy Star. When I say Phantasy Star, I'm always thinking of Phantasy Star 4. And we're always going to sit in the chair now. Now that I know we can do this, it's important to me that we declare this chair ours. All right, well, I'm bummed out. I'm bummed out about the loss, but we're recovering quickly. This character will be back up to the end of the dungeon soon enough. So I think I want to pick up Auto Barrier. Alright, so we actually don't need that much more JP to completely max this job out. And once we've done so, it may be time to start bouncing around from job to job, just picking up little things here and there. We could go Boudica and pick up the 2-finger catch. We could end up in Bandit, or we could just go to Bandit for some of the mobility stuff and come back to Husin. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments, of course. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry again for blowing up the run. Come back next time. We're going to try to make our way back up. And we'll see you then.